Alright then guys, what's up? It's your boy 3 Source out here, checking in with another video, and today we're gonna be doing another One Piece chapter review. And today it's gonna be on chapter 956, and this chapter was, like I always say, complete fire, and it really didn't disappoint in no areas. And then plus since people been saying like Wano being kind of trash, Oda said hold my beer, and he gave us a good chapter, and it was fire. And Oda just showed us why he was like why he's regarded as one of the best manga artists of all time. And let's get into it. Alright, damn. First thing first is the cover page, and the cover page, it was better than all the other cover pages, at least because like the other cover pages, like I've been saying, like it's just been a picture of pretty much just a ship in the ocean, and Oda just giving us some type of sub titles to understand what it's about. But like now, at least he's showing us them out, like at least he's showing Beijing and his family out the ship, and they entering the ports of Dressrosa right now. And and like I said, at least he got us something different. And and I really don't even care about the cover page this chapter, because the rest of the chapter was fire, so I don't really even care about this the cover page this time. But and then we cut over to like the actual real chapter. And and then we get to like a time skip, well not a time skip, but like a skip over to like what happened after Reverie and what everybody is doing and stuff. And and then we see Garp now, and we see that Garp helped the fishman make it back safely, because with them and them trying to make them into slaves and stuff, so Garp actually succeeded in helping them making it back to Fishman Island safe. So and then after that we see Garp was just talking about the different kingdoms, and talking about how they fight each other and how they just don't get along at Reverie, and there's really no point of Reverie sometimes, because the only thing, Reverie just benefits the bigger kingdoms. It don't benefit the little small kingdoms that actually need it. And and then after that, Garp says like that Reverie wasn't like, usually he says that usually he calls Reverie peaceful because no blood is spilled, but he said this year it was actually bad, so we know something happened. And and then he starts to tell the fishman about what happened to Alabasta. And and then Shirahoshi, she just cries out on Vivi name. And and I don't know what happened to Dressrosa. To be honest with you, they probably got like a buster call or something. Just remember, they wanted to Emma, he wanted to start with like a great cleansing of the sea, so he probably just decided to do a buster call on Alabasta. And just imagine the level of which Emma just imagine he called in a buster call. It'd be like 10 times worse than like the Admiral's buster call, something like that. And and then after that we found out that it's been actually a week ever since Reverie ended. And and then like the different kingdoms, they starting to leave. I forgot the name of the place where Reverie is held, but they starting to leave that place, and they just starting to go to back to their regular kingdoms and stuff. And and then we cut over to big I don't know why I keep saying it, Big News Morgan. And we cut over to his headquarters. And and then we get to see him and his headquarters are pretty much in chaos right now, because there's so much stuff happening in the world. And and then like the Marines, they just just did something crazy, and Reverie just ended, and Garp said that Reverie didn't end in a good way. So obviously Morgan is finna get ready to report this, and everybody in chaos as they making the newspapers and stuff, and trying to find out what's gonna be like the head cover of the page. and you know Morgan's telling them about it and telling them what they should put, and yeah. And then after that, Morgan he gets a he gets like a check, and yeah, he gets a check from the Marines, and it's a big check, and the check is supposed to use to make him suppress the information so he won't release the information about the Marines. And yeah, and then like after that, we see a Cypher Pole agent was right there as he delivered the message to Morgan's, and then Morgan's was like, I'm gonna even take this anyway, because he'd rather just, like, you know, before he takes money, he is more of a journalist, and he actually likes to help people. So we actually get to see that Morgan's, he actually passionate about being a journalist, even though he loves money too. And yeah, obviously, you know, I already know Morgan's bodied him. And yeah, and then the cool thing is that there was about this little page that Morgan's, he pulls a dragon, cause you know how in Dragon, like, you remember with Blackbeard, they destroyed the revolutionary headquarters, they just went to another one. And it's kind of funny because like Morgan's, he just can't get his like entire headquarters is a blimp, and it just floats in the air, so he can like when his location get discovered by the Marines, he just moved to another island. And yeah, and that's pretty cool actually, and they gives, like I said, they just gives us a more world building. And yeah, and like I said, that was just pretty cool. And yeah, and then after that, we cut over to like the just the world, and everybody finds out about what the Marines did, but we still don't know what they did yet. But yeah, and we obviously can tell that the Marines, they did something bad. And yeah, and then we cut over to the revolutionary headquarters. And yeah, and then we find out that something really bad happened to Saba, but we don't know what happened. And yeah, and then most likely he dead, because the way they reacting, he's most likely dead. And yeah, and then after that, we get to see this, we cut over to the next page, and I forgot the name of that dude, but you remember when they was like, when Luffy, Ace, and Saba, when they was younger, and they was at Fuchsia Village, and then like they the little Saba parents, they had got another son, and I forgot his name. I think something happened to him. I can't remember his name for the life of me, but yeah, and I think something happened to him. I'm not surprised, because he like then he tried to like sit on the throne or something like that. So yeah, and then after that we cut over to Fuchsia Village, and yeah, and then we get to see Makino. We get to see her, and sorry if I mispronounced her name, but yeah. And we get to see her, she crying about Saba, because obviously she raised Saba, Ace, and Luffy, but we really never got to see backstory of her and Saba really interacting, because the only time I got to see her, I got to see Ace, and we got to see Ace and Luffy interacted with her when she was trying to teach Ace now proper manners, how to speak to people and stuff. But we never really got to see her do nothing with Saba. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure she was still close with him, but we just, like, the anime or the manga just didn't decide to show us. But yeah, and then after that, then we get to see like the little kid that's beside her, and it probably be Shank's kid. And I just legit noticed this as I was looking at the chapter, like right now while I'm recording it, and I seen it. So yeah, and that's pretty cool. We don't know who she had a child by, but already know Shanks was hearing that. You can't deny it. But yeah, and then after that we cut over to Deanne, and then like we see her, she crying with the bandits, and yeah, and they just were pretty much just crying about what happened to Saba. Like I said, Saba grew up, they raised Saba, Ace, and Luffy, all three of them together. So yeah, they won't have like the same reaction like they had with Ace. So yeah, and they crying about Saba, cause they remember they thought he was dead, but they found out he wasn't. And yeah, and then after that, we cut over to the Impel Down, and then we see Doflamingo. He's just having his moment of joy, because he kind of predicted that the world was gonna be turned upside down and a bunch of stuff was gonna happen, and everything that he said kind of is coming true. with like the balance of power is about to get ready to be flipped on his head. And yeah, and that's you know, he's just getting his enjoyment out of it. And I bet like the security guards that be at Impel Down, I bet they hate him because he just talks so much and stuff. But yeah, and then after that we can see Blackbeard, and then you know, Blackbeard, we see him, he's talking like he's chasing after something. And yeah, and he tells everybody to get up because they finna get ready to leave, and he's trying to get to it before the Marines. And I kind of think it's Saba fruit, because you already know he been chasing after Mary. Mary know me for like so long, ever since Ace had it. He been trying to get it. So, and you remember he went all the way to Dressrosa. Well, he sent somebody to Dressrosa to get it, and then when they failed, he didn't have the fruit because Saba ate it. So now that he finally got a chance to get it, that he's actually trying to get it. And I'm kind of wondering why he's trying to get this fruit so bad. Like, is it just like a way of showing himself that he actually won? Because you know, he defeated Whitebeard and he pretty much took down the whole Whitebeard powers by himself. So is it just like a souvenir, so he can remember, be like, yeah, you know, I won and I beat Ace and I took his fruit right out of his hands. And I don't know what like type of grudge he got towards Ace, because technically he was on the Whitebeard crew just to get that devil fruit so he become powerful. He didn't really have no grudge against Ace. Only time he ever like really had, like, we see him like had some type of grudge against Ace was when he was trying to get Ace. And yeah, and I don't know, he just obsessed with this Mary no more fruit. It probably be like the God fruit, because you already know he got the God Logia fruit, he got the God Paramecia fruit. So I think he's trying to get another God Logia fruit. I would have liked him more to get a Zoan fruit, but I don't know. But yeah, and then after that, we cut over to Kobe now, and we see Kobe talking to somebody. And yeah, and then we find out that this was actually X-Drake. And X-Drake being a spy, like, this actually came out of nowhere for me, because like I didn't really like when everybody said that X-Drake probably be a spy and stuff. I kind of just threw that under the rug. I was like, yeah, just stop talking about it, because like I didn't really believe it. It's just like with Kaido being a poneglyph, like I don't believe it. I just throw it under the rug because it's just too out there. But Drake being a spy, it wasn't never too out there for me. It was just that I didn't really like it, and him just being a spy. But now that I'm seeing him actually being a spy, it's actually really cool. And yeah, and then he's a part of this secret force, and it's like called the Sword thing. I don't know, it's just called Sword. And yeah, he's the captain. So yeah, that's pretty cool right there. And yeah, and then he tells Kobe that he seen CP0 inside a window, and he don't know why they there, because obviously, you know, the CP0, they operate under, like, directly under the I forget the name of it, the 5 elders. Like they you know, work right under them. They don't really work under no admiral, nothing like that. So X-Drake is probably kind of confused, because he's like, I'm on this top secret mission, and then CP0 is also here, so he's kind of confused. And yeah, and then after that, Kobe starts telling him about the about they really can't get no more Marines to help them, because they trying to do something, but they didn't tell us what it was. And yeah, and he says that they don't got like enough people to actually help X-Drake, because the Marines not gonna give them no people, because first of all, you know, Wano is not allied with the world government. So if Wano is overran with pirates, the Marine government pretty much don't even care. I mean, the government or the Marines really pretty much just don't even care. And yeah, and then after that, we found out that Kobe actually went up 2 ranks inside of the military, and yeah, he's rear admiral now. And yeah, and I'm kind of happy for my boy Kobe, because you know, he went from being a small weak kid to now he's a rear admiral, even though rear admirals are pretty much still fathers in my opinion. And yeah, And yeah, and then like he's also a member of the secret sword force or some crap like that. And yeah, and then after that we get to see we get to find out that the world, like, we get to see that people, they start to get happy about stuff. And yeah, and then we found out that the world government, they abolished the Shisha system, or the warlord system. And yeah, and hey, this actually did come out of surprise to me, because I didn't really think Fujitora, the king of Alabasta and the king of Dressrosa had enough power to actually convince all the kingdoms in Reverie to abolish the Shisha system. But I think they probably was scared that the other Shisha probably would do the same thing to them, so they probably got scared. And yeah, and yeah, but like it's just crazy actually to see it actually happen. And yeah, and then we then we cut over to Buggy, and Buggy, like I said, Buggy is like one of my favorite characters in One Piece. So I love seeing him whenever he does get like some type of time inside of the manga. And yeah, and we just see him, he's panicking, obviously, because you know he's really weak and he's not strong. And then they just abolished the Shisha system, so theoretically he don't know what to do, because the Shisha system got him so much power that he was above the average pirate then. And yeah, and he's like, that he found out that the island is surrounded. He's just panicking. And yeah, and then we actually get to see like a different side of Buggy. We actually get to see him, like, he actually tells them to go attack the Marines. And yeah, he like, hey, give him hell, man. Go out there and fight him to the death. And yeah, and I was like, okay, we get to actually like some Buggy actually standing up for himself for like, you know, actually like a for once. And yeah, and then Buggy also made a good point. He was like, why do we have to suffer because Doflamingo and Crocodile decided to pull a fast one on y'all, and y'all was dumb enough to fall for it. And yeah, and that's like my only problem with the Shisha system is, like, I think the Marines giving the pirates too much power. Like, just give them a certain power to the point where, like, they be like, the Marines won't chase after you on the sea, but if you go to an island where is it allied with the world government, then they'll directly attack you, and you will be abolished from the Shisha system. But they didn't do that. They gave like the Shisha all the power, because you see how much power Doflamingo had. Doflamingo had some crazy power, and he didn't have to worry about Marines never in his life. And yeah, and it was the same with Crocodile. So I think the Marines, like, this kind of the Marines and government fault for even giving the Marines, I mean, not the Marines, but the pirates, they actually got pirates this much power. Like, I would have been like, if I had to make the rules, I would have been like, okay, we'll give you like a few perks that come with it. Like, we won't chase you when you on the sea, cause you ally with us. And yeah, and I'd be like, if you like do something that's obviously wrong, then you'll be abolished from the system. And yeah, and then it's like pretty much it for like that little page right there. And yeah, and then we cut over to Dracula and Mihawk. And yeah, he just sitting on his island, and he was pretty much just waiting for them, cause he kind of knew that the system was getting ready to be abolished. So he was just sitting there chilling, waiting for everybody to come attack him. And yeah, we kind of get to see a different side of him too, and we kind of get to see him. He's kind of happy that he's actually getting some type of excitement in his life, cause you remember when he was a Shisha, ain't too many, the Marines didn't come after him, and then you already know pirates are already scared of him because he's Shisha. So it was like he never got no type of excitement in his life of fighting people. So now, since the government abolished him, they trying to erase him. So now he finally get the excitement that he kind of wanted. And yeah, and then after that we cut over to Weevil, and you know, Weevil, he's just on a it say in a new world on a certain island. So I don't know what island he on, because we don't really get to see the geographic area of the island, so we really can't tell what type of island it is. And yeah, and then after that like we can see Weevil, and we just see him talking to his mama, and then you know, his mama just telling him pretty much to kill everybody, and you know, because they all surrounded them. And yeah, and then after that, we get to end this chapter off on a good note. We get to see Boa Hancock, which was well deserved. And yeah, and we get to see the thickness of this whole entire page right here. And yeah, and thank you, Oda, for ending the a fire chapter off in this way. And I just want to thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. And yeah, you could have got us a little extra more, but hey man, I appreciate whatever you give me. And yeah, and then I feel bad for the Marines because they lost a good ally. Boa Hancock, you already know what I mean. Yeah. And yeah, and then that was pretty much it for the chapter. Like I said, the chapter was fire. I enjoyed it, and it's so much stuff that happened. And this chapter right here, it pretty much just expanded the One Piece world even more. Now, even more, and then it's just so great. And Oda just showed us why he was like, considered one of the best manga artists of all time because of his writing. And yeah, and that's pretty much it for this video. You already know, it's your boy 3 Style. Leave a like, leave a comment. This video gonna be long too. It's gonna be 20 minutes plus. And I know all my videos, like recently, they've been over 20 minutes plus. And it's because I just been having a lot to talk about. And yeah, and like I said, it's your boy 3 Style. Leave a like, leave a comment. Tell me something about the chapter, or just say something to me. What's up or whatever. And yeah, and like I said, it's your boy 3 Style, and I'm out.
To the tune, till I'm dead. Don't want room, I might go, but I don't want friends. To the tune, till I'm dead. Don't want room, I might go, but I don't want friends. You was acting like you don't